What's going on, everybody? It's K4K Crypto. Just got back from the awesome Vegas event. Let's turn off this music here. Yo, that was some of the best experiences of my life down in Vegas. If you guys didn't make it, you got to make it to the next one. This was so eye-opening, meeting every Hexagon out there with like-minded views. So excited about the future. This is just some of the Hex merch and my sunglasses, from the event. I'm going to show off some of the cool stuff that we got by going to the event. There's lots of stuff to help us, shill better, share this awesome news, with everyone you meet. I think sharing crypto is probably one of the most wholesome things you can do for another human being. Getting other people into what I think is fair money is just going to change the world that we live in as we know it. And so I think Hexagons and Richard, we're all on that path, and I really feel like we're going to be making a huge difference with what we're building here. So, now that I know I look ridiculous, so let's take some of this off. Alright. What's up, everybody? Don't want to hide. Don't want to give too much away with those glasses. Show how dirty my desk is. Oh boy, what's going on with this hair? All right. So first, we're going to talk about that awesome. I'm going to give a little recap of what happened at the event. Some of the key takeaways. I probably won't cover everything because I know a lot of people aren't going to be able to watch that whole extravaganza. There's 4 days of 8 hours each or something. So I'm going to give you some key takeaways and my key takeaways from the event. But first I'm going to talk, in this video we're going to talk about basically the lawsuit versus CoinMarketCap that Johnny is heading up. Aubrey de Grey and the $27.5 million that was donated to Sen's Foundation for longevity research and that debacle. We got Hedron I'll talk about a little bit, not in depth, not in this video. We got the testnet 2.5 or 2B, whichever you want to call it. What does that entail? It's kind of important. And I'll probably talk about if people haven't checked out the new Hex site, Richard updated it a few maybe weeks ago, but I never actually really went and checked it out. It looks amazing, guys. That's a great onboard tool, if you ask me. So we'll take a look at that and just how great it is. So let's first go over all these awesome things that I got in Las Vegas. So we got our badge, keynote or whatever, speaker. So this was great to be able to get everybody's names, when you go up and say hi, which everybody I met there was amazing. Everyone's working on something that they're like, oh, do you think this will work for onboarding? Or I'm already got this set up. Would you like to be a part of it? Everyone is building something. Everyone is trying to get the word out in their own way. They're trying to fill different niches because there's so much more content to be made out there. And I want to encourage everybody out there who wants to create content or wants to support content creators. Anything we do to get this word out is just a net positive benefit for the world. So yeah, it was awesome meeting all these Hexagons. We got Abit, who created 50,000 of these awesome business cards. They got richardhart.com on the other side. I handed out a whole stack. I'm not sure how much it was in each stack. Probably 50 to 100 or something. And I onboarded somebody in a Lyft ride. Might have been an Uber. Got them interested in Hex, and they wanted a business card, so I gave them one of those. That just worked out. Left these cards all around Vegas. We got stickers. We got this. I'm not sure if this says the sticky side, but pre-viral Daytona 5555 hex.com. We got someone with a Pulse shirt and a top hat peeing on Bitcoin with the Hex logo. It's a sticker. So I've got it's not solid. I don't know if it's made out of gold, probably not real gold, but really awesome business card. It's like solid metal. I don't know how if you can tell if it's real or not. Super solid, cool. He gave me like 5. A guy gave me like 5 of these, and I handed them all out except for one, I think, to other people. So basically, if anybody ever wants to like go to the website or something, you can just say, "Hey, scan this QR code." It takes them to pulsechain.com or hex.com. We need one with 3 sides for pulsex. But that's super cool. It was like weighing down my pants because these things weigh like a ton. So I had like 5 in my pockets. I was like, man, I need a belt now. I had a whole roll of these stickers that are pretty sweet. Do you love money? Just putting those in different places. Wore one on my back. An awesome gentleman. I don't know if he wants to be named, but he gave me this Heidelberg Germany coin. It may be a tracking device. I'm not sure. Have not confirmed. Really awesome guy. Oh, come on. Heidelberg, show yourself. He handed that out. That guy was super cool to talk to. I cannot wait to like meet more people in this community. I think every event we go to is just going to grow and grow and grow. And we're all building this awesome stuff that's helping humanity at large. It's amazing. Fair money. That's what we're building. Fair money. We never heard of the concept before. So then one night with JJ Yealy, got a signature on this, got to talk to him. I was actually explaining like how the interest works in Hex to JJ, and he was like really interested. I actually had a good like couple-minute talk with him one night at a bar. So that was super cool. Obviously I got the hat and the mask, and there's also a shirt, but it's in the wash, doing my load of laundry. Got home finally. Got this cool magnet. Let's go into the future. Pretty awesome. We got to see the Hex DeLorean, the Pulsechain car, the Hex.com Audi. Got a couple of these. Hex.com. Oh, why is it? There we go. Got 2 of these pens. I hoisted them off the table. I think they were free. Oh, and then you guys are awesome. I'm not sure if it was a voting thing or just Cosmic Cowboy, but he felt it necessary to give me an award as one of the new streamers. So Hex Awards winner. Really shout out to you guys for supporting me. I did not expect to get any sort of renown or anything at this conference, but it seemed like everybody seemed to be aware of me, which was super cool. It was I'm not used to that type of attention, but it was super fun. Best time ever. Anyway, let's get to some overview. My voice is still a little hoo-ha, from the back-to-back ending party nights, from Penthouse Freddy's to Penthouse Party at Freddy's to that Nagaboo party, which was amazing. Anyway, so forgive me for my voice if I start coughing. So, if you didn't get to see like the whole spiel, the whole Hex conference, well, Johnny went up on stage, Johnny Chaos, and he talked about the lawsuit. He brought out some more information on it. Now, this might be exciting for you guys to know that it is a $200 billion lawsuit. What that means is if they win, he gets a judgment for $200 billion. And he said, oh my gosh, my voice. And he said that he would like to divvy up that $200 billion to T-share holders. So think about that's pretty sweet if that ever comes to fruition. Now, he said 30% of that is that's going to be given to the lawyers, so that leaves $140 billion to be distributed to T-share holders. Now, I haven't done all the math on figure out each person's share or whatever, because it may not even be able to be done that way. The logistics of that is you'd have to figure out, do you send it to people's addresses? Do people have to claim it? All this stuff. So like, does he buy Hex with it? Like, because obviously the judgment wouldn't be in like Hex coin, it'd be in like USD. So does it just purchase Hex with 140 billion? Like, what? Can you imagine? Anyway, so that was like pretty awesome. You know, Johnny's super cool. Got the ball rolling, and then he's like declined pretty much like all money people offered to support him. He's like, no, I'm using my money. I'm starting this. And these guys, the people who he hired, have gone against like the biggest big dogs in the industries, like Google, Facebook. This is what these lawyers are used to going up against, and so we'll see. We'll see. Now, the other thing he said was basically like, these guys are like ghosts. Like, they will not respond to any of this stuff, even though we legally served them first ever on Twitter. It's legally binding. So they were served on Twitter. So that's like case precedents being set. So if anybody ever goes, hey, what was the first court order or serving of litigation for over Twitter? Oh, Hex.com case. Whoa, that's free marketing. Interesting. No, I mean, who's checking these like first ever for court orders and stuff? But anyway, it's still a super cool historical moment. Now the other thing is, if they fail to comply, and I'm not sure how much time they have left. I don't think they have much. I don't want to say like 1 month. I feel like it's more than that maybe. But if they don't comply, that website, CoinMarketCap, could be confiscated and potentially handed over to basically Johnny. And guess what? That site, because it's property. And so CoinMarketCap could be taken over and basically given to Johnny to possibly redirect. Where do you think a good place to redirect it would be? I don't know. Use your imagination, guys. Just think of like an actual fair market cap site that's not gatekeeping, and the site that gets like hundreds of millions of views. That's gonna be crazy for Hex. All right, so that's the lawsuit part. That was a pretty hype little speech he had to talk about that. Now this is a little more slightly controversial part. I only caught the second half of the speech by Aubrey de Grey. I missed like all the cool longevity stuff I think he talked about. I gotta go check it out. But what it came down to was, if you don't know, Aubrey was forced to step down / fired right around the time when that $27.5 million came in, which makes up over 90% of the charity's funding. So they're not used to having this amount of money. And right around that time, he was like weirdly fired for allegations that turned out to be untrue. And they still haven't fully reinstated him as basically a member of the board. He's like a contractor or something. So even though, it turned out to be not true, he's not in charge of the funds anymore, which he should be. And he dropped a link that everyone should check out. Wow, I really should have had that prepared. Anyway, I'll put it in the description to help reinstate Aubrey as the leader of these funds, because he's the one who knows the best how to use them. Anyway, so he really shared his heart on stage with us Hexkins, and he's really upset with how the board basically, it's almost like they smear campaigned him, and they wanted to use the funds for they wanted to repurpose them, which basically means they're stealing it. They want to use it for some other reason. But basically, since we, the donators, are the one, it's like our money basically. We get to choose how it's used and who's best to use it. We can choose that we want Aubrey basically to be the guy controlling the funds, and we want him to be the one deciding where all these funds go. And so the $10 million Sense Foundation contribution, they emailed the address that I'll put in the description, and they were like, whenever I donated this, it was because I trusted in Aubrey, and I want him to be the one to do it. And so, let me fix my camera a little bit. There we go. So we should all be doing that, all of us who donated to the Sens Foundation for the Pulse sacrifice. I'm going to put the link in the description so that you can, because the funds currently are just kind of stagnant. They haven't done anything with them, and we need basically Aubrey to be reinstated so that the funds and the research and all the people that they have on standby are able to work. They have like the money and stuff secured. It's just the board is still like basically stopping it from being used. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, that was another interesting part, and we want that 27.5 million to be used for what people donated it for. So that's what Aubrey came to talk about. All right. Now, I talked to a lot of people there who were very interested in Hedron, and I didn't do my own full in-depth analysis yet. You can't do much when you're out in Vegas and on your phone. I didn't take a laptop or anything. But I knew before I left that claiming and minting Hedron was like pretty much as safe as you can get in crypto. And so I would recommend people go to hedron.pro, and you can do I would recommend people just claim instead of minting, because you can wait till like the end of your stake. And then you have to be on the day of or day before that your stake ends to finally mint. But you want to lock in that good bonus you have for your current stakes that you have. Or if you're planning on making a long stake or so, you might want to do that and then claim your Hedron. And all claiming does is, say there's a 10x bonus. Right now it's 9x. It goes down 1x each week. You basically guarantee that you get that bonus added to your mint eventually in the future. And so if you mint now, it just gives you all of your days served Hedron, but then the next day you'll get another day's worth of potential Hedron, and so you'd have to do a gas fee again to get 1 day's worth. Whereas if you wait till the end of all of your days served, after say you claimed 100 days back, and 100 days later you want to mint for the first time, then you only ever had 2 transactions, but you minted all of the days served. But if you claim it, then you mint, and then you have 100 more days to go, well, then you have to do 2 mints instead of just 1 mint on top of also your claim. So that's 3, and that's if you split it up that much. If you do any extra minting, that's more transaction fees. So the least amount of transaction fees for Ethereum would be to claim it, and then you wait till the very end of your serving days of those stakes, and then you mint your Hedron. That's what I would recommend. Because this stuff tends to just go up and to the right if you hold it for years and years and years. If you want to try and sell it now, you might want to mint it. If you wanted to sell it now and buy Hex at a dip, that's what some people are doing. I'm not going to give you trade advice. I just think claiming a free airdrop is kind of a no-brainer as long as it's safe and doesn't give allowances to your coins to being spent. Those are the risky ones. This one is not a risky one for claiming and minting Hedron. Now for the rest of Hedron and what you can do with it, there's you can get loans against your Hedron stakes and other stuff. There's lots of stuff you can do with it. But I haven't made a full in-depth video on it yet because I haven't done the research. I'm not going to talk about it before I understand it to the maximum I can. So you can look forward to that in the future. It seems like it's going to be here to stay. And a lot of people are happy about it. And it does seem like an overall benefit to the ecosystem, I would say. But that's before I did my in-depth research. But definitely claiming, minting, seems good. All right. Now another awesome thing, let's talk about this, is the version 2.5, or you can call it 2B, of the testnet will be releasing within a week. Richard said that during the conference, which is amazing news. Why is it amazing, K4K? Well, you see, it's very smart to do these iterative phases of testing things on testnet. You don't just try 20 new things and release it onto the testnet, and then if it breaks, it's harder to figure out what broke or what caused the break. It's also harder for people to test things when there's so many new things added at one time, and so it delays how much time can be tested for each individual thing. Like if I release 10 things and there's only 10 days to test, well, say on average each thing gets 1 day of testing. Whereas if you release one thing with 10 days of test before the next thing, then you get 10 days on the one thing. And so you're able to get a lot more time on these individual different. So basically the AMM bot like for V2 liquidity should be able to be tested. We still haven't figured out V3. We're talking about it in like the special chat room, figuring that out. It's more like figuring out the best way to do it as opposed to how do we do it. You know, there's different ways and opinions on what's the most fair. And so we're just kind of figuring that out. But why delay all these other testing things we can be doing just for this little experiment? We can just have a V3 later after the 2.5 or 2B. And so we're going to be able to mess around with pulsex because that's basically finished on this 2B testnet, if I'm not mistaken. Which means I'm hoping that means we actually get to test the farming, possibly see the incentive token. I think there's already a contract. I've been linked to the contract. I haven't checked it out, but there's like an incentive token contract already, at least on testnet. So yeah, we should be able to see some pulsex farming. Maybe we'll see some buy and burn. We'll see how that works out. If as long as they run the V2 AMM bot, because they already figured that out with how to buy up V2 version of Uniswap and SushiSwap liquidity. I'm very curious to see how that plays out and how the initial pools look. Like if we get to see all that, woohoo, that's gonna be video city. It's gonna be very fun to see. And we'll also be able to see our Pulse and PulseX balances very, very close to finished accurate numbers for your starting amounts for the addresses that you sacrificed from on the Pulse testnet. So that'll be super cool. Oh my gosh, I haven't been showing anything in the background. Okay, well let's start showing some cool stuff. So hedron.pro, if you go there, there's different buttons. There's one that says like mint or claim. You're just going to click that and you just want to claim on your stakes, would be my recommendation. And then as more time goes by, that means it adds up more days that you get more for whenever you mint. So say you have a 200-day stake and you're 100 days in currently. So you have 100 days worth of Hedron to mint for free. Well, you pay the network transaction costs, which sometimes can be like $20, but if it's like $10, that's not too bad. And so you're gonna want to, if you claim it, that means that you lock in this high bonus multiplier for how much Hedron you get later down the line. Whereas if you just mint it, you're going to extract that 100 days of already accumulated Hedron from days staked, and then the next day you get another 1 day's worth, and you're gonna get 100 more days worth of stuff that you can mint. You can technically mint it once per day if you wanted to, but that would probably not be worth it. You'd rather build up all of it and then mint once, and then you pay less transaction fees. It depends. Like if you have I guess the max you could have nowadays is like something over 800 days staked. So it's probably worthwhile to mint that and have like a huge windfall for some people. But for a lot of people, it's going to be they have stakes they have only recently started, but it's for 15 years or 10 years. So you're going to want to claim that and not mint yet. And then you just wait until you can basically check and see how much it's going to be Hedron-wise whenever you go to mint. And if it's not worth it, you just don't mint. So you wait until many, 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 many days pass and the price of Hedron maybe goes way up. You don't care because if it's already claimed, you're going to get the best bonus possible and you're going to get all the days you've served so far. But I wouldn't recommend, claiming or minting every single day. That's kind of silly. You're not going to probably get more, like unless you have an insano amount of T shares, you're probably not getting more Hedron, like dollar-wise, than your gas costs, unless Hedron does an insane moon runner or something like that. But if that time comes, then hey, then you just update your worldview and okay, claiming makes sense. But then again, minting makes sense. You might as well just wait until multiple days have passed, and you kind of just save yourself those multiple gas costs. All right, so check out the hex.com site. Have you guys checked this thing out? It looks beautiful. Let's see here. Like, if you just scroll down through here, like all the cool stuff, even though Richard talked about not liking the car idea, at least for onboarding so much, it was still an awesome thing that the community got behind. It's just, I met the guy. He's an awesome guy. He's going to tell his friends about it, and people are talking about it. You never know who's gonna get touched by this type of information. I think it was a cool experience. I got to go to one of the NASCAR races down in Vegas, where we got to see him race in the 66 car, not the 55. But it was still super awesome, in my opinion. Now, for onboarding, we don't know the direct numbers of how many people had onboarded, but it was super cool, just to see how the community could just pull together money for an event like that. Yeah, if you guys remember the early days of this site, this is a much better color scheme. It looks beautiful. I'm not sure if Victor did this whole update himself, because this looks really good. It has really great data. Like, look, there's even little, in case you didn't understand what this meant, here you go. Little details, if you zoom in on each one. Price doublings. Number of times Hex has doubled in the price so far. Amazing. It's got the Hex price in USD. Just an amazing chart up and to the right. Wow. You guys would have loved if I got to wear the Hex shirt that we got from the conference with the mask, with the hat. It starts with bars over here, and it's like low bar, higher bar, higher bar, higher bar, up and to the right. Looks so good. A lot of people didn't understand that at the conference. Like, I didn't get it. I was like, why is there an X with a 1 on it or something? But it all goes together. Even has details on how to get started and 4 steps. This is a really great resource for onboarding. A lot of people are like, man, what's a video I can use? Is there any videos you've made, K4K, that would help someone onboard? I didn't realize how good this site was. So it seems kind of simple, but if you want to onboard someone, I don't feel bad showing them this amazing site. Didn't realize how good it was. It just is beautiful to look at. Look at these colors. It's so good. It really explains a lot. You can even learn more. It shows you all these awesome ads. Like, seeing this type of stuff where it's showing out there in the real world, it makes people feel like, wow, this is really everywhere. And that's powerful. It makes people more likely to see it as a legitimate thing, which it is, because we get gatekept so much. It's you're not allowed to have crypto ads anywhere, but you're allowed to have like gambling site ads. It's like, what? One thing is good for people, one thing is bad for people. Why is one being gatekept so much? It's really weird. Also links to all these other sites. You'll also notice there's no mention of interest on the site whatsoever. It's referred to as yield, or what else do they call it? I think maybe it was just yield. We'll just go with yield. And why is that important? Well, some faiths or religions, they don't allow their constituents to partake in things that produce interest, or sometimes referred to as usury. And I know Muslims make up 25% of the basically world population. So that's 25% of the people that are now able to be onboarded to Hex, because it's not interest in the form of, you owe me interest because I'm loaning you my money. It's you're getting inflation from the system, and that's just paid in yield. So that is actually, you're not owing anyone anything. It's just you giving yourself your own inflation. which is not interest. It was just an easier to understand concept because we talked about our, like in the early days, as a blockchain CD, and CDs you would say kind of generate interest, but really it's like yield anyway. So that's pretty awesome. So that's like my Hex Vegas breakdown, and I loved meeting everybody out there. I'm going to make some more detailed, specific videos on Hedron. Yeah, Hedron for sure. That's super cool. You know, the idea of buying it versus not buying it. Definitely you should claim it and mint it depending on if you need the money now. Because like minting it now and not selling it is like, why'd you do that? You only really need to mint it if you're going to sell it. So that's why I recommend just claiming. So definitely going to make a video on that. And there's just there's going to be lots of new stuff that I'm going to be talking on. There's even something that's going to start in basically next week. I'll be a part of. I'm not sure if it's going to become a permanent weekly thing. Not sure if people would be interested in that. If you are, comment below. If you'd like some more like guaranteed weekly content. There's a lot of new stuff coming out. Mostly I'm excited about the 2B testnet. That will be something we can actually get a look at, the pulsex and the farming and liquidity pooling. Maybe I'll actually make a video explaining how to provide liquidity and all that inside of the pulsex platform. And then it can show you, oh, look, this is how you get the incentive token. Oh, look how much you're getting. Okay, wow, look at this buy and burn. Look at this price going up. So that'll be really fun to create. That's what I'm most excited about making content on is basically the testnet and seeing how close we are to mainnet. You know, we're getting closer and closer. Basically just a few little things to figure out, and then we're freaking launching, guys. Like, we're launching and we're not going to drop down ever again. We're launching into the atmosphere and we're not coming back. We're gonna basically be the shining city on a hill in crypto, and people are gonna just start realizing, and even if they heard FUD in the past, they won't be able to deny that, like, the progress we've been making and the strides we've made and the gains we're gonna have. It's just a matter of time. Hold on to what you got. Don't trade. I don't recommend it. Just be smart. Think about the future. Keep earning some income so you can buy these dips. Do whatever you can to position yourself. We're still so early in this whole cryptocurrency game. Just you wait till this launches and we actually have like a real awesome cheap environment that also happens to onboard all of Ethereum users instantly. Just wait till we have that infrastructure built out and all these awesome projects that are being built on there. Having full control of your own money is a very important thing. Like, if you don't have control of your money, you pretty much don't have any of your rights at all. You can't execute any of them. Like, if I didn't have money, say all my bank accounts got turned off, I got no internet, can't pay for it, I can't talk to you guys. I don't have a voice. I'm silenced. Like, that's kind of where it looks like the world's heading without crypto. So, like, it's kind of a depressing world if you think about it in the absence of crypto. So one thing I wanted to say on stage when I was in the conference was, but just didn't have the right moment, I guess, was basically, you know, we all agree free speech is an important human right. Everyone should be able to voice their opinion, and no one should be able to just silence them, especially government entities silencing people. Well, or even, you know, private, like, okay, if you own like an establishment, you can't have people coming in and like yelling or whatever. But when you get to these platforms that are basically, if you don't have Twitter, Google, Facebook, Instagram, like, if you don't have these, you just don't exist in this world at this level, just because of how the world is now. It's a global phenomenon. You don't just only talk to your neighbors and that's it. It's like you're part of this whole world, and if the platforms being used are basically ubiquitous and you can't be a part of them because you can just be banned, is like, oh, I can just be removed by an arbitrary character who is executing their censorship on me. And so it would be really cool if we had, censorship resistant. Just think of it like Facebook or Google, basically a censorship resistant version of that people can't be censored from. But also it needs adoption is the thing. So this isn't what I wanted to say on the stage, by the way. What I wanted to say on the stage was basically the Supreme Court has ordered that how you spend your money is considered free speech. You can look it up. They also agree that how you spend your money is free speech. So whenever the Federal Reserve is printing money arbitrarily and diminishing the value of your currency, if you dared to hold it in dollars, which you're kind of forced upon in the U.S. at least, maybe all around the world, when they're diminishing the value of your dollars, they're diminishing not only your purchasing power and what you can afford, but they're silencing your speech to a degree as well. And this is a group of people that are not even elected. It's not like you elected them and they I chose that guy, he has the best ideas in mind for me and my family. No, it's just a group of bankers who get to decide how much money they create out of thin air. It's legal for them to create money, but not for you. When they create counterfeit money and call it inflation, it's legal. But if I create counterfeit money, it's just considered counterfeit money. So you're being silenced slowly over time, and lately more and more over time. Your free speech is being destroyed by this inflation, because if you can't afford things in this world, if you can't afford to meet up with your fellow men and make decisions, and people can also turn your bank accounts off, that is not going to be good for democracy. That's heading towards I don't know, totalitarianism, dictatorship. That's just not the world I want to live in. And so I think putting my money, while it's at least dollars, while they're still worth anything, into crypto that is fair money, in my opinion, that's the safest place for my wealth into the future, and conserving my buying power and even increasing it by a significant amount. That's why I am all in crypto. I truly believe in this stuff. No financial advice on this channel. I just I see what the dollar policy is, and I would have never voted for that in the first place. So I don't know why we still have it if I wouldn't vote for that system. But we happen to be in that world right now, so we have the option of crypto as it stands today. And so that's what I believe in. I believe in more power to the individual and uncensorable transactions, trading with one another. We should all have the ability to buy what we want from another willing participant, sell what we want to another willing participant, whoever we want to interact with. I don't think we need third-party eyes looking at everything and making sure there's some excuse to look at what we're doing. It's kind of gross that it's come to that. Anyway, that's going to be the video for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Really awesome event. I would love to meet more people out at the new events, and I think after Pulsechain and pulsex launch, we're going to have like at least 5x, 10x the amount of people at these events. We're going to need like bigger venues, outside venues, stuff like that, stadiums, like it's going to be awesome, guys. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and more videos to come, more regular content coming. I took a little bit of a break for a week before the conference, and then I went to the conference, so then I couldn't make videos there. So it was like a 2-week doldrum there. But there's lots of stuff coming out soon to talk about, and Hedron. So anyway, thanks for sticking with me, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check out my other content. A lot of people seem to find value in it. I really appreciate all the kind words down at the conference. Anyways, thank you guys. Talk to you later, and peace out.